Once upon a time, in a small town where everyone knew everyone else, there lived a boy named Jake. Jake was an ordinary guy with a heart full of extraordinary feelings. He had a best friend named Lily, a girl whose laughter was like a melody and whose smile could light up the darkest days. Jake and Lily had been friends for as long as they could remember. They did everything together, from sharing secrets to finishing each other's sentences. But there was one secret Jake kept locked away deep inside his heart, a secret he was too afraid to share with Lily. You see, Jake had fallen head over heels in love with Lily. He would often catch himself daydreaming about her, imagining a world where they were more than just friends. But every time he tried to find the words to tell her, his tongue felt like a heavy stone, and his heart raced like a runaway train. The fear of ruining their beautiful friendship kept him silent. One sunny afternoon, Jake and Lily decided to go for a picnic in their favorite meadow. They spread out a checkered blanket under the shade of a big oak tree and unpacked a basket filled with sandwiches and lemonade. The birds chirped, the gentle breeze rustled the leaves, and Jake's heart beat faster as he watched Lily's eyes light up with joy. As they laughed and talked about everything under the sun, Jake's mind wandered. He wondered if today was the day he'd finally gather the courage to tell Lily how he felt. But every time he tried to open his mouth, fear tied his tongue in knots. Lily, on the other hand, was completely unaware of Jake's secret feelings. She cherished their friendship, believing it to be one of the most special bonds in her life. She had no idea that her best friend was carrying a heart full of love for her. The sun began its descent, casting a warm, golden glow over the meadow. Jake looked at Lily, his heart aching with the love he had for her. The shadows grew longer, and it was time to pack up and head home. As they folded the blanket and gathered their things, Jake stole a final glance at Lily, his heart heavy with the weight of his unspoken words. He wished he could find the strength to tell her, to let her know how he felt, but fear still held him captive. Life has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. Just when Jake was gathering the courage to share his feelings with Lily, a new guy entered the picture. His name was Mark, a friendly and outgoing fellow who asked Lily if she'd like to go to the movies with him. Lily, unaware of Jake's feelings, thought it sounded like a fun idea and agreed to the movie date. Jake, who was trying to find the right moment to confess his love, was taken by surprise. He couldn't help but feel a pang of jealousy and confusion. He didn't know how to react. As the day of the movie date approached, Jake found himself in a tough spot. He wanted Lily to be happy, but at the same time, he couldn't help but wonder what it would be like if it were him going to the movies with her. A whirlwind of emotions filled his heart. On the day of the date, Jake tried to put on a brave face, wishing Lily good luck and telling her to enjoy the movie. She smiled, thanked him, and headed off with Mark. Watching them walk away together, Jake's heart felt heavy. He couldn't shake the feeling that he might be losing his chance to tell Lily how he felt. During the movie, Jake couldn't focus on anything other than the fact that Lily was out on a date with someone else. He tried to keep himself busy, going for a long walk in the park, but his thoughts kept drifting back to Lily and what might be happening at the theater. When Lily and Mark returned from the movie, she was beaming with excitement. She described the film in great detail, the funny moments, and the unexpected twists. Jake tried to hide his disappointment and listened with a smile, even though inside, his heart was aching. Days turned into weeks, and Lily and Mark began spending more time together. Jake saw them laughing and enjoying each other's company. It seemed like they were getting closer, and that made Jake's heart ache even more. He felt like he was stuck in a never-ending game of what if. Jake knew he couldn't let this go on any longer. He needed to find the courage to tell Lily how he felt, even if it meant risking their friendship. But how he would go about it and what her reaction would be remained uncertain. As the days passed and his heartache grew, Jake made up his mind. It was time to reveal his true feelings and face whatever consequences came his way. The secret that had weighed down his heart for so long had to be shared, no matter the outcome, for he couldn't bear the pain of watching Lily slip away. Jake had decided it was time to tell Lily how he felt. The weight of his unspoken love had become too heavy to bear. He knew he might lose their friendship, but he couldn't keep hiding his feelings. One sunny afternoon, Jake invited Lily to their favorite park. They settled on a bench beneath the same oak tree where the wind had blown her hat away. Jake's heart pounded in his chest, and his palms were sweaty, but he knew this was the moment. Taking a deep breath, he turned to Lily, his voice trembling with nervousness. "Lily," he began, "there's something I need to tell you." Lily looked at Jake with curiosity, her eyes filled with warmth. "What is it, Jake?" Jake tried to find the right words. "I've been keeping a secret from you for a long time, and I can't keep it inside anymore." Lily's brow furrowed as she listened intently. "Jake, you can tell me anything. You know that." Jake nodded. "Lily, I've fallen in love with you." Silence hung in the air as Lily processed what Jake had just confessed. Her eyes widened in surprise, and she seemed lost for words for a moment. Jake feared he had made a huge mistake. Finally, she spoke, her voice soft but filled with confusion. "Jake, I had no idea you felt this way." Tears welled up in Jake's eyes as he continued, "I didn't want to say anything because I was afraid it would ruin our friendship, but I can't hide it any longer. I care about you more than just a friend, and I needed you to know." Lily took a moment to absorb Jake's words, and then she reached out and gently touched his hand. "Jake, I appreciate your honesty. I value our friendship so much, and I need time to think about this." Jake nodded, his heart heavy but relieved that he had finally shared his feelings. He understood that it might take time for Lily to figure out how she felt, and he was willing to wait. After Jake's heartfelt confession, Lily's thoughts were a whirlwind of emotions. She needed time to process what she felt about Jake. She had always cherished their friendship and valued it more than anything, but now she was faced with the possibility of something more. As days turned into weeks, Lily couldn't help but notice how her perspective on Jake had changed. She remembered all the times he had been there for her, the adventures they'd shared, and the laughter they had exchanged. She realized that Jake was not just her best friend, he was someone who had always been there, someone who truly cared about her. One sunny afternoon, as they were taking another stroll in the park, Lily turned to Jake and said, "Jake, I've been thinking a lot about what you said. I've realized that what we have is so special, and I can't imagine my life without you in it." Jake looked at her with hope in his eyes. "Lily, I don't want to pressure you. Your friendship means the world to me, and I'm just grateful that you're still my friend." Lily smiled, a gentle warmth spreading through her heart. "Jake, I've come to realize that there's something beautiful about finding love in your best friend. I never saw it coming, but I don't want to lose what we have." Jake's heart soared with happiness. "Lily, you've made me the happiest person in the world." They shared a warm hug, and the air was filled with a sense of newfound understanding and a bond that had grown even stronger. They decided to take their time, to let their love evolve naturally, without any rush or expectations. With their feelings out in the open and a new understanding between them, Jake and Lily embarked on a journey of love, both excited and a little nervous about what lay ahead. They started going on proper dates, not as friends, but as something more. Simple moments became special, like sharing ice cream by the lake, holding hands, and watching the sunset together. The feelings they had been keeping secret for so long now had a chance to shine. Their friends and families were thrilled for them, as they had witnessed the depth of their friendship over the years. They saw how well Jake and Lily complemented each other, like two pieces of a puzzle that finally fit perfectly. As they navigated the path from friends to something more, they discovered that their love was built on a strong foundation of trust and shared experiences. Their friendship remained at the core of their relationship, and it was the reason they had found their way to each other. One day, as they were sitting beneath the same oak tree in the park where Jake had confessed his love, Lily said, "Jake, our love is like the leaves on this tree. It started as a tiny bud, and over time, it grew into something beautiful and strong." Jake smiled and nodded, grateful for the love they now shared. "Lily, I can't imagine my life without you. I'm so thankful we took this chance." As Jake and Lily's love continued to grow, they reached a momentous milestone in their journey. Their love had blossomed from a deep friendship into a romance that felt like destiny. One sunny day, as they stood in a garden filled with colorful flowers, Jake got down on one knee and looked into Lily's eyes. With a trembling voice, he asked, "Lily, will you marry me?" Lily's eyes filled with tears of joy, and she said, "Yes, Jake, 1,000 times yes." She wrapped her arms around him, sealing their promise with a loving embrace. Their wedding day was a beautiful celebration of love, filled with laughter and happy tears. Their friends and family cheered as they exchanged vows, promising to stand by each other through all of life's adventures. With rings on their fingers and hearts full of love, Jake and Lily began their new life together as husband and wife. Their journey from best friends to partners in life had been a remarkable one, filled with laughter, shared dreams, and a deep love that had grown stronger with each passing day. As they danced their first dance as a married couple, they looked into each other's eyes, and Jake whispered, "Lily, I love you more with each passing moment." Lily smiled and replied, "And I love you, Jake, more than words can express."